Go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of Rants with Des, aka Des Rant. Happy Thursday through Wednesday, evening, night, morning, and afternoon. We have a special one for you tonight. We have a debate with Corn Bob and Eddie, the editor. Before we get started with this thing, I will be taking my face off, and Eddie will be coming in front of the camera. Before we get to the thing, let's do the panel first. North, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just wanting to get this shit over with.
Corn Bob?
I'm the exact same as North right now, in fact.
Good times, good times. And North and I are moderators for this debate, so it's going to be a really good time. Waiting for Eddie to get back in here so we can exchange. We're going to be doing like the Chinese fire drill, only if you would actually have song for it. Waiting for him to come back in here. How goes the battle, mister? Another day of paradise. Just living the dream.
Hey, mister.
I
I hate that I have to stare at the screen.
All right, here comes Eddie the editor, everybody.
All right, let's get this shit going.
You got a shirt made, bro?
What? Yeah,
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
You like it? Well, it was before. It was before. It was called Eddie.
Oh shit! He's got Des Rants on the sleeve.
Damn right. Damn right.
Oh gosh! All right. Oh, this is off to
An interesting start, right?
All right. Yeah. There you go. Well, yeah, that's the word.
So
What are we debating?
That's what I was wondering. I thought you guys had a whole thing.
Not really. It was one of those things
Oh.
where it was up to you.
You said you wanted to debate me, is what I was told, and you don't have a topic.
Let's debate whether or not Eddie's question about how do you get to heaven is a loaded question, and if it even makes sense to ask somebody that, or if that's just trying to trap people into an unending argument that no one ever gains anything from. Let's do that.
There you go. You got to figure it out. There was a point to that question, by the way.
Yeah, a pointy dick to it. Anyway,
Well, the point was that there were four of you that all said you were Christians that couldn't come up with one same answer of how you get to heaven. So the point of that is four of you.
you don't
with
have
the
to
same-
lean into the microphone like that. It'll pick it up from where you're at. You adjust
Right
the
here?
volume.
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Better for you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a
So-
little less awkward watching you labor over a microphone. So do you want to make the opening statement and then I'll come up with an opening statement as for mine, and then we can go do a back and forth.
Well, I was just saying the point to the question that I asked.
Go ahead and do your opening
Was that-
statement.
I don't even know what the fuck we're debating, dipshit.
You're
Like, go ahead. What do you want to debate? You bring it up.
debating. He
we'll
said
talk.
he was debating if that question is a loaded question or not. You said that there is a point to the question. So
It was a
all
loaded
right.
question, and the point was four people with the same belief don't have the same answer. So you don't like this. It's so convoluted, and there is no right. There is no one person that's got it. But here's the thing: if you want to know my view, this is my view. Okay.
I don't want to know your view. I don't want to know your view.
Well, hold on.
I don't want to
Well,
know your view.
Okay, then here's the thing.
Just because
You
you
just-
assume that I do doesn't mean I do.
Well,
But if you want to talk about whether or not that's a loaded question or an appropriate question to ask, I'm willing to debate that. But I don't think we need to get into our view or our answer to that question. We can just debate whether or not it's a valid question in the first place.
Well, go ahead with why it's not a valid question.
I thought you were going to make the opening statement first, but okay, I'll go. All right.
You asked for this, and now you're wanting me to make all the rules?
I'm
Yeah.
asking for minimal participation from our host Des Rant, and I have gotten nothing but uh, crickets for a week now on what the plan is for tonight. Once again, I am being asked to provide the content for somebody else's project.
Wow.
So if I am being asked to do that again, I will comply this one last time, and I will drive this entire content stream.
You can just
If
go
that's
away
what's
if you
being asked.
want.
What's that?
You can just go away if you
Well,
want.
no,
You're
no,
not-
no,
you wanted
no,
to debate,
no.
dude. So come on. What are we debating? Start.
All right. I'm taking the stance in this debate. I'm taking the stance that no one should ever ask that question, and it's a stupid question.
Okay, why?
Because there is no legitimate answer from any individual. One individual can maybe shed some light on what the proper answer is, but it gets so deep. Not one single person on their own can determine a moral code or a belief system. It's something that is created by generations of groups of people, and society becomes a part of the society that those people are part of. To sit here and individually answer a question that really should be answered by a team of people who descend from generations of trying to find that answer is pointless, inflammatory, offensive to a degree. And I don't agree with the question in the first place. I thought that it was a low IQ way of trying to generate words out of people's mouths that didn't end up getting us anywhere.
So who would be the person?
Why are you leaning
would
into the
answer?
microphone like you
Let-
are like
let-
having
bother
like
you?
back problems?
I
Why
wanna
are you
do it.
having back
Just
Just let
problems?
him.
Why does it bother you?
Just
Because
let him
I'm
fucking
worried
talk,
for your
dude.
scoliosis over there, Eddie. Would you?
You don't have to worry about me, pal. I'm fine all by myself.
Just let him go,
You got a
dude.
back? You got a back brace underneath that
Score pop,
fancy new
score
shirt
pop,
of yours?
score pop,
Yep.
score pop, score pop. Just let him
Yes.
respond.
I'm
All
saying,
right.
Who would be like the one person that would be able to answer that question? You said there was one person that somebody would be able to answer that. Who would that one person be?
His name is Jesus. He's the son of the Lord. He'll be back someday and he can answer it. Until then, it's anybody's guess.
Okay. So there's a Psalm 82:6 maybe, and I think it's in one of the Gospels, maybe John. But Jesus said, "Have I not told you, ye are gods?" What does that mean?
You can't even quote the verse or the Bible or nothing. You don't even know what you're citing. How am I supposed to answer a random question that's based on some like, oh well, I think the Bible says this somewhere. Can you answer that? That is not happening here, Eddie. I'm not falling for that trick of yours.
Psalm 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. What does that mean?
Hang on, let me pull up my Bible so I can make sure that you're not making stuff up.
Okay.
Psalm chapter 82, verse 6.
Did you
is that what it
say?
is?
Did you say? Did you say? Psalms isn't a gospel, dude.
Psalms. It's also in a gospel. I'll tell you which gospel it's in as well. Give me a second.
Oh, Psalms 89.
John 10:31-34.
Okay, so Psalm 82, verse 6. I declare, gods though you be, offspring of the Most High, all of you.
Okay.
Oh, what does that mean?
We're children of God.
What's the verse in the New Testament? I'm not doing this
He
Jewish
just said it's
interpretation.
John. What'd you say, John? What was it?
John 10:31-34.
All right, so I'll go to the fourth gospel, John 10, verse 34.
31 to 34.
Okay, so the Jews again picked up rocks to stone him. Jesus answered them, I have shown you many good works from my Father. For which of these are you trying to stone me? The Jews answered him, we are not stoning you for a good work, but for blasphemy. You, a man, are making yourself a god. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law? I said, you are gods. If it calls them gods to whom the word of God came, and scripture cannot be set aside. Okay. Wait a minute. So you're saying, what are you trying to say, Eddie? Because these Bible verses are handpicked and they're confusing me at this point, which I think is part of your goal here.
Yeah, it is.
How is that supporting whatever argument I don't even know what argument you're trying to make here with those Bible verses.
You said it was this disingenuous, dishonest, offensive question to ask somebody what they got to do to get to heaven, right? Well, if Jesus said all of us are gods, then all of us should be able to answer the question of what it takes to get to heaven.
Do you believe you're a god?
It depends on the context.
What context is appropriate? What context are you appropriately a god, Eddie?
Look, if we want to get to the this is my finger, right here. This is going somewhere. My finger. If I chop this off, this finger, and I hold it, and I say, is it still my finger? Is it
What?
still my? If I chop my finger off, is it still my finger? Or is that no longer my finger?
Well, it depends on who conquered you and took your fucking finger from you, Eddie. I guess that's the question, is how'd you lose the thing? Was it taken from you from a stronger, smarter person?
I just said I chopped it off. If I chop my finger off, is it still my finger?
I would say legally, yes. You have right to the fate of that dislodged finger.
Okay. Now say...
No one can come and take your finger from you without your permission.
Okay. Now, if I hold up my finger and that's all you see, are you going to say that finger's me? Or is that me? Or do you need to see more of me to say, yeah, that's you? Or is just the finger okay? Is the finger me if it's separate from me?
Are you trying to say that from now on you will no longer be just a voice in the background, that you at least have a finger in the screen so we know that it's you that back there talking, not some AI?
Pal, you're getting off topic. Stay on topic. Is that you're trying to change things here? You're trying to get this is going somewhere. So follow along.
No. Hey, Eddie, how about this? How about stop speaking in riddles and make a point, and we can go from there? How about that? How about make your point?
You got to get through the analysis.
No, I'm not doing this exercise of jumping through hoops to get to your conclusion in the most confusing, convoluted, ununderstandable way. Make a point or shut up.
Okay, then we'll just go with this. Give me all the attributes for God. What you think God is. All the attributes.
That's another question that cannot be answered by a single man. So sorry, I don't have an answer for you.
You don't believe anything. So you shouldn't fucking debate anything, dude. Because
I do believe. I believe in a lot.
Okay. All right.
About it.
All right.
You wanted to debate.
Hold on.
Something other than just sit here and argue like a liberal, you dipshit.
No. I'm not going to go through an exercise with you. I will have a conversation with you, but I will not go through an exercise with you.
Yeah, well, you got to go through an exercise to get to certain points, dude. You got to be able to, instead of just always seeing things from your little limited perspective, open up your mind, listen, play a game. You don't have to believe anything I say, ever. But just follow along, go along with people every once in a while. Listen
for the sake of your argument, what do you want me to answer first? For the sake of just, getting this moving forward, what is it you want me to answer first?
Well,
Is it about your finger? Is it about God? What is it, Eddie?
Okay, so what we're getting to, right? And that's why I asked what your attributes for God are and stuff. What we're trying to get to here is the whole one with God thing, right? Because I hear people say it all the time. We're all one with God. We're all one with God. Right? You heard that?
Just make your fucking point, dude. Jesus
Have
Christ.
you
How many
heard
times
that?
do I gotta say it? Just make your point. Quit making me jump through hoops.
Have you heard it? Have you heard
Yes,
that?
we've heard that. Can we move on?
Well, that's the point. What does it mean? Like when you say one with God, what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means to me. What it means to me is that God is everything, right? Which makes God telling Moses, I am that I am. Like, what's that? Oh, that's God. What's that? God. What's that? God. That's God. That's God. God's in everything. Jesus said God's in everything. So if everything is a part of God, and when people like to say God is infinite, that means something as well, right? And infinite is just a state of existence. So if everything is a part of God and God is infinite, then everything is like that little finger where it's part of God, but it's not all of God. So a little bit of God, not all of God. Not God, God as a whole. So
Okay,
this is
how
the
about
separation.
this? How about this, Eddie? How about this, Eddie? What good would it do if I were to chop my finger off and hold it up? Could that finger answer your questions, even though it's not, even though it's detached from my body? Is it still part of God? Could it answer your questions that you want me to answer as part of God?
Yeah.
My finger could answer you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I wish I could chop my finger off and have it do this live stream.
You can. There's nothing stopping you. You're capable of doing that. I believe it. I know you
I've
are.
got knives. I've got knives.
Okay. It'd make for a hell of a live stream. It'd probably go
Yeah, it
viral.
really would. It might go viral. 100
Too
people
bad
might
it's
even
on
see
Des's
it
page
at
and
that
not
point.
yours, huh?
I don't have a page, so joke's on my finger.
Yeah.
Eddie, all right, let's cut out the bullshit. Eddie, what are your spiritual beliefs? Where
Well,
are you coming from with
you
all
didn't
this?
care. You didn't want to hear them.
No, I didn't want to hear something specific earlier, but not right now. I'm asking you to
Oh, I'm not playing your little games. No.
you're gonna
debate,
try
let's
and fight
debate.
fire with fire.
Oh, you don't like it when it's done to you, pal? Oh, what's the matter,
No,
Corn Bob?
I just think it's
When somebody does the same thing to you that you just did to them over and over and again, you don't like. I'm not going to answer your question.
I think it's
give me something to
I
debate.
think it's hypocritical of you
I don't think
to
you're talking at all. You're just talking nonsense.
I think it's hypocritical of
You're a
you
hypocrite.
to
Let him talk. Let him talk. I got to do a little bit of moderating. The fact is, Corn Bob,
I think it's hypocritical.
Hey, let me talk. Eddie and I talk like this all the time. The fact that you got like that 2 weeks ago is silly. He and I always talk like that. And I'm actually interested in what he's got to say because every person's perspective is important. I know I'm supposed to be your moderator, but right now, just listen to him. It's one of the things where once in a while, you got to listen to other people, see what they think.
No, you don't.
So that's the problem. He doesn't want to answer.
Oh, I tried to answer that question earlier, and he
Yeah,
said he
that was
didn't want to hear
earlier.
it. That's it.
That was earlier. Wait. In his defense, that was earlier, but he was trying to get you to get to a point of your question or of your response, whatever the fuck it was. And so he just wanted you to get to the point. And so, I mean, look, if neither one of you are gonna answer each other, I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Well, I'll give it to you, Corn Bob.
Hey.
I'll tell you what I believe. You want it?
I have something to say, and I've been trying to say it for the last 5 minutes, but I keep getting interrupted rudely, by the way. And I just want to say, I think it's hypocritical for you to choose this moment to say, oh yeah, well, if these are your rules, cornball, then we're playing by your rules and this when it's convenient. I think you're doing it out of convenience, and I think it's a really shady thing to do. What I was doing was completely different, had a totally different spirit to it. So go ahead though. Please tell me if you don't mind answering that question about what your spiritual beliefs are as a baseline.
Basic, simple, that God is all there is, and we're all part of that.
Okay, and what? Okay, so it's basically just a liberal's version of everybody's equal. We're all part of the same thing going on here. It's not good versus evil. We're all good because we're all part of God. Why can't we just get along? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not even why can't we just get along. It's just, it is what it is.
So do you realize that's a communist point of view, right? It's a godless point of view to look at things that way, right?
Do you realize that your belief in Jesus as your Lord and Savior is a socialist point of view? That's Jesus did the work, so you don't have to.
And so
that's what that is, okay? And then here's the other thing about Christians.
Hold on, please let me. Please, after you're done making a statement, allow me to make a statement back or ask a question or clarify, all right? So you're saying that Christians are closet socialists is basically your point.
No, that was just my response to your communist stuff.
So you really didn't make a point. You were just talking shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see it that way. It is. It's the whole Jesus lived this sinless life, this perfect life, so that none of us have to, and we can go to heaven. All we got to do is believe in him. That's like socialists. That's like Jesus did the work, so I don't have to. No.
I can't describe to you what actions would get you to heaven, but I can tell you right now, you're a great example of what gets someone into hell. And you're probably living in hell right now. You're probably living in hell right now, thinking the way that you do. Even if you're just doing it for the sake of argument, to say something like that is truly demented.
Now we're getting on to something.
It is
demented, yeah. And I am living in hell, for sure, without a doubt.
Are you doing anything? What are you doing to get out of this living hell, if anything at all?
Well, I'm not in a living hell. I'm actually in heaven.
So you just contradicted yourself again.
I just want you to be right.
Every 10 seconds, Eddie changes his stance on something to cause confusion and to filibuster and derail the entire conversation is basically what this whole thing's going to be about, right?
No, it's just
we're going?
You keep making these assumptions based off of simple statements, and you want to take it and go somewhere else with it. So what you're saying is this, and you completely change it. It's a typical thing for people that are attached to ideas to do.
Eddie keeps making multiple points in a row, and he does not let me respond. I don't. And I'm supposed to have Des as my help here, and Des is like MIA, not even jumping in, saying, "At least be polite, Eddie. At least let him respond."
He has a point.
My bad.
So if this entire stream is just for you, Eddie, and Des to come in here and try and own IanBearPig, even if you were successful, what does that gain you?
I had no.
Are you gonna come harder later when you whack off to some fucking fake profile?
Yes.
Is that what you're getting out of this? Okay, good.
This is your fault, Des. This is your fault, Des.
It's gonna come.
Well, all right.
Well, I came in here with sincerity, believe it or not, and a positive mindset to actually have a conversation, maybe a debate, maybe get some gears turning in people's heads. But this has become a who can piss higher or who can throw the most shit bombs at the other person. And it's on your side, dude. You're the one launching the attacks. I'm actually here making points, and you are launching attacks. That's it. How many names have you called me
Points
so
have you
far?
made?
How many names have you called me so far, Eddie?
I don't know, dude. I'm not keeping track.
Yeah, well, you should think about what you say and keep track of what you say, because when people call you out on it, it'd be a good thing to know.
So when you
See,
said watching this,
I
hey, is
have to
that
say
like
this.
I hate all Indians?
Hold on. I have to say this. I have to say this. In all fairness to everyone, I was told that Eddie was coming up with the topic or whatever, and that I was going to get a phone call around 6 o'clock tonight and be told what they were. That's what I was told. Des is sitting right there.
In the background,
I'm not
yeah.
lying. I'm not lying.
We did talk about
That's what I was told.
Totally.
So I told Corn Pop, I'm not going to tell you what the topics are, but but yes, Eddie's going to do them. And he said, okay.
Oh, so we both came into this not knowing what we were debating.
Yeah, and it's somebody's fault. No,
No, he's talking
Wait,
about
Once
me.
again,
I'm pointing at Des, but I can't see him. So whatever direction he's in.
once
Yeah, Des.
again, it's, Eddie, can I make a point real quick? And I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but this is the reality here. You guys were making fun of me a couple weeks ago, saying things like, you've got a lot to learn, and the only reason you hate Indians is because you're so young. Yet, Des and Eddie, you guys are sitting there in that small town, hanging out, doing the most pointless streams ever that have no direction, no content, nothing is new here. And you're older than me. Are you proud of being in that position? And do you truly feel like you can sit in your position and criticize anybody else, no matter their age?
When did I criticize you?
You called me a bunch of names, bro. You're the one that is firing shots left and right. And I'm just challenging your thought process. And instead of actually like backing it up or challenging me back, you result to ad hominems. You result to personal attacks against me.
Okay, I said you were a hateful person. You're young. You got a lot of growing up and learning to do. That's what I said.
Who are you?
That's
who are
what
you
I
to
said
say
the other
that?
day.
Who are you to say that to me is my point, Eddie. Who are you? What makes you so special that you could say something like that to another person?
I'll say about anybody I think that of. Do you ever share an opinion you have of another person? No, you never do. Oh, no. I'm sorry. You don't. You just hate an entire group of people.
Listen, there's a time and a place, Eddie. You did it on a live stream that we were supposed to go on and do some lighthearted current event stuff, and it turned into a complete shit show because you apparently think it's okay for you to say stuff like that to me.
Oh, I'm sorry I said that to you. I really apologize that I said something so hurtful to you.
Hey, Eddie, guess what? Never apologize. Apologizing is for pussies. You would have been, I would have had more respect for you to double down and say, you know what? You are a child. Fuck you. And, you keep.
How dare you talk to me like that?
You keep putting yourself into.
You realize how you're just contradicting yourself? You
keep
are
putting yourself in
the
a trap.
most ignorant fucking person I've ever met. Ignorant.
But once again, it's about
Get your
personal
shit
attacks
together.
against me. It's about personal attacks against me. I'm somebody that
Right.
Eddie doesn't know the first thing about. Yet he can sit here and make all these assumptions and state all these things about me with no repercussions.
None whatsoever. Are you going to come slap me in the face?
Um,
I'll give you my address.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I don't know what your
All
problem
right.
is. I'll tell you what happened that other week. What pissed you off so much? You were the one that said, I hope Indians aren't in heaven with me. And that's why I called you all those words. So if you think you're so fucking high and mighty, dude, and above everything, right? You're a fucking racist piece of shit. There you go. I'll call you that. All right. And I said, I'm sorry and all this other stuff to get to that point where it was you, dumbass, that started the whole fucking thing. So don't go blaming everybody else. Your fucking ass is the one that brought the shit up about I fucking hate Indians and this, that, whatever. So
more
you
hunchback ramblings. Thank you, Eddie, for all the personal
watch
attacks.
it again, you fucking demented piece of shit.
Have you made your point?
Yeah, I made my point.
Listen,
I think anybody.
You know what? All right. I don't want. May I please say one thing, and this is out of peace and harmony. I swear to God.
No,
I don't want to say.
You're muted. Don't even talk.
Why did you do that?
Am I muted?
No,
I don't know how to do that over here. Plus, I don't want to.
Obviously, maybe it's just a matter of Eddie and I don't know each other well enough to really gauge each other's statements, and we're making statements that it really takes a friendship to have those conversations. You don't just have those conversations with random people necessarily. All right, so if everybody agrees, let's go ahead and call it good as far as debating goes, or whatever this conversation is, and move on to the next thing, which I believe Des has something to say. If Des, I think this is a good chance for Des to go ahead and open up and give his thoughts. It's his page.
All right. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna do it from I'll do it on this side.
Come on this side.
Oh, God dang it.
No.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Make sure the left's on the left, the right is on the right. I would never say it. People tell me. So I actually appreciate the ending of that debate there, Corn Bob. That was actually pretty awesome. The fact is, last week when I was on your live, when you guys attacked me, I was a little upset because a year ago you were helping me start this page, and Mutter had passed. You only not even gave me a month, and you actually had all the stuff on the laptop getting ready, and we were good to go. And I was getting close to being ready to actually come with you, meaning learn the stuff on the YouTube. But
careful the way you word things, Des.
I know. I know.
I'm never gonna come with you, Des. All right.
And I know. It is what it is. Come on, that's funny. But anyway, I was just about ready, but you need time off to mourn. Instagram is one thing. YouTube was a different thing. And you basically said, I'm done. That was, you took your ball and you walked away on my YouTube the first time. Tonight, I'm going to say my YouTube because let's be honest, that it's not mine, it's ours. But the fact is, it kind of hurt, but the fact is, it was what it was. Eddie, the editor, came. He texted me. He's like, Des, do you actually want to continue on with this? He came here and we looked at the laptop and he got it going. He actually brought the laptop home with him so he could actually figure this shit out. And I was so grateful for that one because otherwise we would not be here tonight. So then 2 weeks ago, you did the same thing where you took your ball and you left. The fact is, I don't know what's going on in your head right now at that time. It is what it was. You left twice on me, brother. And I want you back. I want you back on the team. It's up to you. It's really up to you. The fact is, I don't give a shit about your subscriptions. I really don't. It's one of those things, I'm being honest. It's awesome. But the fact is, you're a brother of mine. But the fact is, when you made the comment that I was sticking up for Eddie and Mr. Rogers, the fact is, it was one of those things.
Friends don't make friends choose sides.
We actually talked about that earlier. The fact is,
can I address what you said, Des? Can I just, and I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing. I'd like to address that. So first off, Des, we've known each other maybe for 2 years now, maybe.
Yep.
I've blocked you like 5 times. There wasn't no once or twice off me being pissed off and bailing on Des. This is an ongoing thing where we have misunderstandings or we have conflict, and I decide it's not worth my time working with you or being part of whatever you're doing. When all this stuff was going down a year ago with your mom, and you were talking about YouTube stuff, I really, really wanted to be part of the team, and I really, really wanted to support your goals, and I did everything that I could from where I'm at in life. I went as far as setting up remote desktop on your computer so I could load the programs, so I could help you set it all up, because I had hoped that if I could just be smart enough to set it up, it would be as simple as you just hitting go, and then I could walk away. But it took a lot longer than I thought it would to get to that point. And I did bail. I had important things in my life that I needed to attend to. Eddie came in and he carried you the rest of the way. And he got you to where you're at right now, where you can have multiple people on. And it's a lot more fun. But when I was so my problem wasn't with you standing on Eddie's side or Mr. Rogers' side. My problem was I never once personally attacked either of those guys. I may have attacked their ideas. I may have attacked their behaviors, but deep down, I know we're all good dudes and we're all just trying our best to figure it out. But 2 weeks ago on that stream, I was called a piece of shit racist by people that don't have a clue about me. And you allowed it. And I felt like that was unfair compared to what I felt were valid criticisms of what your friends were saying. And I never once personally attacked them. I never once said, oh yeah, well, Eddie, you're some old dude, blah, blah, blah. I would never do that. All right. But I will attack his ideas. If he asks a question that I feel is loaded or is trying to set me up, I'm going to say something. And if when I ask that question, they turn around and say, well, the only reason you think that way is because you're young and you're dumb and you need to grow up. I feel like that's a low blow and that shouldn't be tolerated on your live streams. And somebody should stand in and stand up for me. And no one did.
Do you stand up for trans people if you see them get attacked?
Hey, Eddie, how about you take a time out and let Des respond, because I'm having a conversation with him right now. Thank you, though.
The fact is right now, you're right with some of the stuff you said, brother. The fact is, tonight's one of those nights where you got to have little bitch, lives. The fact is, I don't know what to say anymore for this one, to be honest.
You don't need to say anything, Des. You just need to realize that while we can have, it's like in a boxing match, there's a referee and you got to play by the rules. And part of the rules is not doing personal attacks on people. And that's an everyday rule for me. Okay. And I would hope that you guys would all agree that you can't just go around calling people racist. You can't just go around calling people naive. If you're going to say something like that, you better have proof. You better back yourself up really well. And I tricked those guys into thinking that I was something, and they ran with it without even realizing that I was trolling them. So they're thinking, oh, well, he's out here being racist, making himself look racist. No, the reality is you guys don't know me. And by reacting that way, you're looking like you're dumb. And you're also looking like you're, not the greatest of people, because you'll do low blows. There's no problem with low blows. And it goes one direction.
So you were lying in the other stream when you said you hope Indians don't end up in heaven.
Eddie, I'm not talking to you right now.
Oh, no, but you were just talking about some things that actually matter, dude.
Eddie, I'm not talking to you right now. Did I make myself clear?
Let them two talk. But the point of this is for them two to talk this out. Let them two talk.
I actually think we said what we needed to say for this live, to be honest.
Well, we can end it if you want, but that was, I'm giving you the opportunity to state.
The fact is, you said you actually blocked me on Instagram already several times. It's one of those things where I thought we were brothers.
Do you know how many times I've blocked my own blood?
Why? The question is, why do you do that, though? Is it because
What children do.
why?
No, it's what people who understand where there's no good to come of a relationship. I even have that with my own blood family. Sometimes the relationship's in a place where I'm doing no good no matter how hard I try. The other person is just not receptive. And if you guys are not going to be receptive, and instead you're just going to turn around and attack me, then I know my place. I know where I belong, and that's far away from you.
Are you receptive to other people, or do they just need to be receptive of you?
Eddie, if you talk one more time,
Dude,
You're going to take your
come
ball
on,
and go
man.
home?
Come on, man. Come on. Let them talk, dude. Let them talk.
Let's just end it. This is not good.
I agree. Let's end it. Let's just end this. We'll call it good. No hard feelings any way around. We can have more conversations about this stuff. But if Eddie's just going to be the person that's in here stirring controversy, I don't want anything to do with it.
I won't even say my final thoughts or whatever.